How you doing, everyone? I am here in the shop today. It's about probably 176 degrees in the shop. So I've got the small window unit on behind me, so hopefully you'll be able to hear the audio okay. Got a new acquisition. This is the F4U Corsair put out by E-Flite, Horizon Hobby. I picked this up in a trade. I had traded a long time ago for a NASA V2, and I never did put it together on on any quad or anything like that. So it sat there for close to a year, and I finally decided, well, you know what? If I'm not using it, let me trade it. So I swapped it in for this, and had to give the NASA M and 20 bucks basically. I think is what, I can't remember exactly how much I gave them, but it wasn't very much money difference. So I picked this up and thought this was the one that had the safe technology in it, but I don't think so. This one, I believe, is strictly AS3X. So strangely enough, it has the features printed in 3 different languages, and English is not one of those. So let me just look on the back of the box here and give you some of the specs on it. It's a 1.2 meter, 1200 millimeter, which is roughly 47.5, 48 inches, somewhere in that ballpark range. It does come with AS3X. It's equipped with all of the servos, of course. It has a rotating 90-degree retract, just like a Corsair should. And it's basically a Maiden Flight. It's ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll pause the video here, and we'll go ahead and get it unboxed, get all the parts laying out on the table, and let you take a look at them. Alright, we are back. Got everything out of the box. It looks pretty good. Very low part count. We've got one fuselage. Has everything mounted into it already. It has the horizontal stabilizer. Control horns are already mounted on it as well. We've got 2 of our drop tanks that are just slide on. And we've got 1 wing already with retracts, flaps, all control horns already installed. So it is a very low parts count. In addition to these, of course, it comes with 1 4-bladed propeller. It's only painted on one side though, on the tips. Not sure what that's about. Most of them I've seen are dipped, so it gets paint on both sides. It has a very nice aluminum prop nut on it. And in addition to that, we got a few other parts here. Of course, it came with a bind plug. It's got actually 5 wing bolts. It only needs 4 to put it on. And this is part of the prop attachment. So a little adapter that your 4-bladed prop will sit down into. And it came with 3 Y harness extensions. So very low parts count. And of course it came with a manual. We'll dig that out here in a second and we'll get it all put together. So we'll pause it again rather than watch the boredom of the assembly. So we'll pause the video here. Save you the boredom of watching it go through the assembly process. And once I get it put together, we'll start the video back up. We'll talk about the good points and the bad points. Okay, we are back. Got the E-Flite F4 U4 Corsair put together. Easy build. 5 screws, 4 on the wing, 1 on the horizontal stab. Connect some extensions, feed them through the bottom of the fuselage from the wing, and you are pretty much done. Put your propeller on it and bind up your radio. I bind it straight according to the instructions in the manual. Really no issues with it. This unit does have the AS3X. So you can hear it rocking a little bit. Everything on here is good to go. All of the control surfaces came in the correct direction. You will need a 2mm Allen wrench to put the 5 screws in. They did not supply one. Everything looks pretty good, so very pleased with the build. Model looks very good. I'll come in and add in some smoke trails for the guns. It does have the antenna pre-installed. It's got what I think this is a torpedo tube. I'm not real sure. It's stuck in the left wingtip here. Not sure if that's a torpedo tube or the airspeed indicator or something like that, but it will not be there long. If you've watched my videos, you've seen how I fly, so it probably won't last that long. A couple of other notes: the CG on this is listed at 73 millimeters from the wing root, plus or minus 3 millimeters. I have not checked that yet. Like I said, I just was trying to get it put together. One thing you'll want to do is pre-configure your radio for the model before you go through the binding process. That way everything syncs up perfect, you won't have any problem. I am looking forward to getting this out to the field. Maybe I'll get it out there tomorrow. But so far everything just kind of pieced right together, and we'll juice the throttle a little. Full throttle on it. I always set up all my models with the throttle cutoff. Right back here I use switch H on mine when it's in the up position, because as I'm holding my radio, that's just natural for my finger, my index finger on my right hand to come up. That kills the motor. You can see I'm in full throttle and it has no impact. So always do that if you can. It's just a good safety precaution. And of course, when you're putting one together, make sure you leave the prop off until you're ready to have that as your final step. The tires, full 3 inches. They are very nice. I think they'll handle the grass very well. See if we can get you a shot of the 3 tracks in operation. A side shot. Come down real nice, and again, full 3 inches, so they should handle the grass real well. There is no suspension on it. E-Flite is not really pushing the envelope on the technology, I don't think. Let's check out the flaps. Nice scale. There's the first setting, and there's full flaps. That's the direct call out for the settings that's out of the manual. They are slowed down to a 2-second deployment via the radio. Does have the drop tanks, and these just slide on and off real easily, which makes it handy when you get out to the airfield. If you want to have a static display, they look much better. And when you're ready to fly, if you want to take them off, just slip them right off. Else was trimmed out just spot on perfect. Now, of course, the wing came pre-assembled. It is a one-piece wing, so that's phenomenal there. The other Corsairs I've had, yeah, they glue the wing together, so not so on this one. So on that tail stabilizer here, they did not have the control horn dialed in on it, so you're going to have to manually adjust it. No biggie. Everything else looks really, really good. Kind of pleased with this. I really like the F4 Corsairs. Ever since the TV show that used to come on in, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s, called Baa Baa Black Sheep. It's a phenomenal show. Enjoyed it a lot. My father and I watched it together, and he's since passed, but I think this right here will be a lot of fun to get out there and play with. Plenty of room in the fuselage. Let's see if I can bring this over here and get you a shot of that. This does call, there we go, right there. Does call for a 2200. I've got a 3200 battery out of my Apprentice in it right now, and plenty of room in there in the battery bay. There's the battery all the way forward, and it does come with 2 Velcro straps to tie it down, in addition to, you know, putting Velcro on your battery. So it is plenty of room in there for the 3200. I will maiden it with the 2200 that's called out in the manual, and once I see how it flies and I make sure the CG is good on it, then I will go ahead and try it with the extended battery. A couple of notes on here. I was not able to give you some of the specs before because the box, believe it or not, had no English written on it. It does list the callouts here for the control surfaces to put it in different rates of authority there, dual rates. So I have not set that up yet. That'll be the next step before I take it out to the field. Let me get you some of the specs on the plane itself. To get my old man glasses on here. Alright, has the BL15 brushless motor, 850 kV. I think that is really close to the motor that's in the Apprentice. It's a 15 size, but I think the Apprentice is an 860 or an 840, I can't recall. So it's probably not the exact same one. It's got a 40 amp ESC. It comes with 9-gram servos throughout. The wing width is 48 inches. The length of the fuse is 38.2. All up weight looks like 53 ounces. Well, that is the end of the desktop review. We will get this trimmed out, and then we'll get some flight video and tack it on to the end.
Alright, out here at the flight line, we've got the E-Flite by Horizon Hobby F4U. It's actually an F4U-4 Corsair. This one has AS3X on it, flies on a 3-cell 2200. I'm going to use the old trusty Spectrum DX7. This will be the Maiden Flight on it. All the control surfaces check out. Give it just a little bit of throttle to engage the AS3X. Kill the motor. Check the AS3X. Appears to be working. Alright, let me show you something neat on this one. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can, but you got two panel lines here and here. E-Flite got that right. That's the center of gravity markings. So you don't got to put pins in it or double glue or anything like that. And let me drop the gear on it. So she's right where she needs to be. I think, if memory serves me, this calls out for a 73 millimeter. And we just finished off a bench review on it. So let's come out here and punch some holes in the sky with it. I really like the Corsairs. Hope this goes well. Coming out in high rates.
Motor on.
What I found on these warbirds, you need that high rate in order to keep your tail stuck to the ground during the rollout. A little sketchy.
Gear up.
Pull the gear up. That was no flaps. Let me get some altitude. She's tracking a little crazy. Alright, now she's starting to trim out a little bit. Had to give a lot to it there. We'll probably have to adjust the control surfaces when I come in. Might have actually went a little too far. One more tick of down trim. Flying along at about half throttle. Alright, she's flying pretty good now, tracking pretty straight. I was a little worried there at the beginning. Most E-Flite planes you can just stick them together and they fly great. This one had a tremendous amount of right aileron trim I had to put in, and quite a bit of up elevator to keep the nose up. But she seems to be doing very well now. Let's watch our time here. Got about half a minute left. So let's start setting up.
Gear down.
There's the gears coming down. If we got a pass that looks good, we'll take it. Gonna go around one more time for sure. Came in a little high and hot. There goes our timer. Alright, we should be able to take this in here. Swing out around a little bit so we can get lined up on the runway. We got some repair work that we did on our field, so you really got to stick the landing up here on the north end. Alright, that's no throttle. Little tick coming back on it. And stick the tail. Beautiful. See how she taxis on the ground a little bit. Hopefully that was in view. And there you have it.
Motor off.
E-Flite F4U-4 Corsair with AS3X flying on a 2200 3-cell. Seems like I have plenty of power. Lots of room in the cargo hatch too. I think I showed this on the bench top portion, but just take another look. All kinds of room in there. I'm thinking we put us one of the 3200 batteries that I have in there out of the Apprentice. That'll probably give it even a little more punch to it. Yeah, I'm liking that. I will swap out the battery and give this one more flight. First I'm going to bring up the timber though. I've been looking forward to get the flight review portion of it out of the way. Alright, stand by and we'll be right back with the timber. Thanks for watching. Oh, you know what? Let's check the battery on this. That was an exactly 5-minute flight. So let's see what kind of voltages it ate up. That way we'll kind of get an idea of how much flight time we can budget out. Alright, here we go. That's 11.6, 3.83, 3.87, that's quite a variance, 3.86. So, based on that, 5-minute flight, I'm guessing we could probably take this to 7. We'll go ahead and change it. What I usually will do is set my timer into 1 minute increments for the initial changes, and then I'll start tweaking it to the half minute. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll get the timber up now.